Welcome to your daily tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot here on Astrology Motivation. My name is Michelle, and I am an astrologer and tarot card reader. And I provide these daily readings for you so that you can have some insights into daily energies and how they'll impact you. But these are for all zodiac signs. It's for anyone who needs to hear this message or is drawn to this message. So let's get into the astrology. If I can find my phone. Yeah. Welcome, guys. Happy Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Tana. Hi, DNA. How was did anybody celebrate the summer solstice? Did anybody celebrate the spring equinox? That's what was yesterday. I forgot to read this. Let's see. There's been a lot of shifts in the energy right now. So we'll go over that. The moon entered Aries. The sun entered Aries about the same time as the moon entered Scorpio. Now, this is huge energy for Scorpio. Why? Because the sun enters Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. The moon entered Scorpio. Scorpio used to be ruled by Mars. So ultimately, there's just this amp up of what we feel we have to fight for. Mars right now is in Aquarius, and Venus is pulling away from him. Right? Interestingly enough, Venus is pulling away and going towards Saturn. It's almost like you're leaving your boyfriend to go back to your father. Why? Because you want more stability. Right now, Mars is in the area of innovation. It really likes to create new things and be energized. It likes to make changes happen when it's in Aquarius. The problem is this can be a little bit too driven by what other people think about you. You're comparing yourself to others. That sun entering Aries is really illuminating our sense of self. How do we really feel about ourselves? Because the sun isn't the only thing in Aries right now. Chiron is also in Aries, and Chiron doesn't make shit easy because Chiron teaches through struggle. It teaches almost like the drill sergeant, like dragging you through mud to try to teach you just how fucking strong you could be. Like, think of the Navy SEAL training. That's kind of what Chiron does, but it is a teacher of sorts. And it's not only through physical pain. It could be experiences that you've had in the past. Now, this is the kind of stuff that's going to really be coming up for us to, hey, everybody, thanks for joining, for us to sort of look over as we go through Aries season, because Chiron is there. And at one point, the sun will be in direct conjunction with Chiron. It's about 7 degrees away from it right now, but and that's still close enough to have an impact, but it will be there. We will feel that impact. Chiron is going to be in Aries for a while. And so what does that mean? It's a time to really understand who you are and what your battle scars have taught you. And have you learned what you were supposed to learn through those battle scars? So as the sun goes through Aries and it illuminates our understanding of ourselves, who we are, our sense of even self-confidence, and in some ways, have we treated ourselves right? Have we taken care of ourselves the way that we should have taken care of ourselves? Like, all of these things are going to be questions in our mind right now, and throughout the season. But Venus is going to be conjuncting Saturn, I think, by next week. I have to check the charts. And she's going to be like you're going to be sitting on top of each other. And ultimately, what does that mean? It means that we're very exacting. It means that we could, in some ways, raise our standards and look for something and really be able to dedicate or see the quality in something that lasts, right? But it also means that, the universe could turn around and be really exacting with us. And that could lead to some financial crunches, some crunches in our relationship. If you have a strong relationship, this conjunction that's coming up next week between Venus and Saturn, and as they get closer, you're going to feel it more and more. You're going to feel yourself maybe getting irritated. They're not, your significant other isn't doing things correctly, or isn't doing things precisely the way that you want, or there's like communication failure between the two of you. What the hell that is? Ultimately, this will make good relationships stronger. because that's what it will do. But it will make bad relationships break, right? And like it's all because, are we really with who we're supposed to be with? Are we really with somebody who is gonna grow with us, who is in this for long term? Short-term hookups right now will give you no satisfaction or pleasure whatsoever. And if you're going to meet somebody around this time when Venus and Saturn are so close, it's probably got more to do with the fact that they're respectable and they're hardworking and they're responsible than they're sexy and they're like they're exciting and they're adventurous. It's not like that. Yeah, and it could even be that it's fitting it because it's all happening in Aquarius. It's fitting into the crowd, and it's like I want to be with somebody who is part of my society, who is already part of my community, and it's like let's face it, between Capricorn and Aquarius, where Venus has been spending her time, these aren't really sexy energies. They're really not. So you're picking people based on what is responsible and what is like long term and what makes sense. But if you're starting, what I'm trying to say is around this time is when you'll start to realize how that's not satisfying your heart, how that's really clashing with your higher sense of self and higher sense of like what who you really are. Right? And maybe how you keep sabotaging, think of that Chiron energy, who you really are for what is available to you, like right there at the time, right? And that could push some people to make egotistical decisions and try to be overreaching and do things that they're really not ready for. So watch out for that kind of behavior as well. Mars is going to slip into Aries soon as well. Not Mars, I'm sorry, Mercury. Mercury enters Aries this coming Sunday. So then that will be the Sun and Mercury, great energy, the two of them together. And Mercury is much more comfortable in Aries than it is in Pisces, right? So it's like, it'll liven you up. It'll make you more exciting, more adventurous, more curious. It'll make you more confident. It'll make you communicate in a more confident way. It might be shorter, it might not be as poetic, but it'll be to the point, and it'll have a lot of authority behind it. So, and ultimately it would be once Mercury enters Aries, this is a great time to do some self-learning and understanding of who you are, and maybe even stuff that you're interested in. It'll be very illuminated, stuff that you like are interested in, and what you might want to start educating yourself in. It's really complementary energy. Even with Chiron, especially with Chiron there, once Mercury heads into Aries, there's just this wonderful sense of you being able to see the aspects of yourself that maybe even appreciate the aspects of yourself that your battle scars, right, that have made you stronger. As well as learn from them a lot more effectively. So yeah, like expect these last couple of days, I would say even the next couple of weeks, to be challenging, not horrible, but definitely challenging. Because why? What's the purpose of it? Because they have to be. I like to see some astrologers talk about Jupiter and Neptune, making a mess of things, actually, when they're really benefic energies when they're together. I like to think of this time in our lives as, how do I love myself the way God loves me? And that's not creating a false sense of self. That is through complete and total acceptance of the self. There's a sense of feeling so good about yourself with that Jupiter and Neptune conjunction that's coming, or that's, they're so close to each other already. And they're, both in Pisces all year, but ultimately they'll be right on top of each other in a week and a half too. And that happens right around the same time as the Saturn and Venus conjunction. And it's almost like this time isn't about seeing yourself falsely. It's about being able to love yourself unconditionally. And there's a difference. There's a difference between looking in the mirror and see, because like you can look in the mirror and see something that's more beautiful too. And ultimately that's dysmorphia as well. This is about really being able to see my battle scars, my crooked nose, my thin lips, everything that may not add up to a societal check mark. But like the power and ability inside of you to like let that God energy flow through you and say, this is what you were meant to do. This is what you were meant to be. All of these things about you are tools to teach you how to be and how to expand and how to grow and to be curious about the world. Like there's such a wonderful ability in this energy to let us like become humble in a way in the presence of the absolute perfection that is who we are. That doesn't mean we don't have to work on things. It means we have all the tools to work on things, and there's no need for shame or to accept guilt from the outside because we fail or because we're not perfect. And how then do we see people trying to make us feel like shit? And how then do we react to our own shame and our own sense of not being good enough? And how do we love ourselves and hug ourselves the way that God does? You know, and how do we allow that healing to happen? So this could be a very healing time for us, especially over the next few weeks. And that's the purpose. That's the purpose. And healing is challenging. It is. But with the way to use that Jupiter and Neptune energy is to look at it from the perspective of of God, of the universe, of there's a point to me. Right? My experience in this world is important. I wonder why. Curiosity, 1, and integrity, 2, are very important character traits through, I would say, the next, I don't know, like even through the first couple of weeks of April. Curiosity and integrity. So being willing to explore and try and learn, but also being willing to control yourself enough to keep your standards for yourself and for how you treat others. So let's throw compassion in there too. And with that trifecta of curiosity, integrity, and compassion, I mean, basically, if you have those 3 things all the time, you're going to be the best of yourself. But especially in this energy, to really bring us closer to being able to utilize those character traits. That's sort of what's going on right now in the cosmos. So yeah, on Sunday, we had the spring equinox, which means that moving forward all the way through the summer solstice, our days are getting longer than our nights. So we're going to be adding light. We're adding light to our repertoire right now. We're adding light, which is really great. The color of the day today is gray. Interesting, because those gray days really are like palettes for your imagination. So allow yourself to explore and imagine and create. Creative energy is really important right now. And the moon is in Scorpio, which is a very challenging position, and it's at its fall in Scorpio. The moon is very emotional, but scorpionic energy is very, think of the Challenger Deep, and think of the bends, and think of the pressure of all that water on top of you will crush you. will crush you. And that's kind of what we can feel when the moon goes into Scorpio, this crushing sense of our own emotions. And so what ends up happening is it ends up getting crushed down to us not even being able to feel them, us not even acknowledging them, because that's sometimes the only way we can survive. And that can be very detrimental to our own personal health, right? So in these next couple of days, it will be a challenge for you to even take responsibility for your own feelings. Yeah, it will be a challenge. But it's only 2.5 days. So let's go. Let me read a little bit to Excellent Austera Charms. Happy first day of spring. I didn't get to read this to you guys. The vernal equinox is rich with fertility symbolism. So it's a great time to create seasonal charms made of hollowed eggs. Procure a dozen or more humanely sourced free-range chicken eggs, even better if you have your own backyard flock. It's actually quite easy to blow out an egg, although you may wish to have a few backups in case any get cracked in the process. If you are unfamiliar with how to hollow or blow out an egg, there are some fantastic tutorials online. Hollowed egg in hand, gently thread a needle from one end through the other, using as much red thread as you like. Tie it off at a desired length that allows the charm to be easily hung in your home. Use a permanent marker to draw magical symbols and words of power tailored to your intention, such as household protection, money drawing, and increasing joy. Be sure to give blessings of gratitude to the yolks and whites you've collected and integrate them into some delightful kitchen witchery. Austera quiche, anyone? You can check that out, maybe screenshot it if you're curious. Okay, so that's cute. I didn't even think about that, but I did post on my Instagram profile this new sort of it's not new, but it's a manifestation technique where you take bay leaves and dried bay leaves. You're going to burn them. So make sure they're dried bay leaves, because new bay leaves, fresh bay leaves don't burn as easily, right? So dried bay leaves and, writing on, or, okay, semi-dried bay leaves, write intentions on what you want to like bring into your life on this bay leaf, and then burn them together and allow that scent to fill up your home. That was really interesting. I posted it on my Instagram feed, and I'm going to try that. You can try it at any time. These things usually, the moon energy usually illuminates or strengthens these kind of manifestations, but you can definitely do it at any time. It's your faith that really strengthens it the most. That's really interesting. I don't know. So much stuff happening. And I find myself, even though I'm an astrologer, I find myself really wanting to watch lately, to see what's going to happen. I like the idea of learning. There's been so much in me that there's been such a motivation for me to learn and take stuff in and see before I make a decision. And I think that's part of my own personal growth, is to like see and take note of things before I make a decision or think that I've actually or draw a conclusion, right? It's like I want to learn more before I start to draw conclusions. I want to allow my curiosity to enable my learning instead of jumping to the nearest conclusion, which is usually the most incorrect conclusion. You know what I'm saying? Let me see how you guys, Astrodianist is where to go. Go to extended chart selection and then all the way to the bottom of the page. And I'll tell you where your Juno and Vesta are too. Hey, Amber, what's up? Thanks for joining. Hey to Lynn in California. Hey from California to you. Hey, Michelle. I think Saturn and Chiron might as well be twins. No, because Saturn is actually, I honestly think of Chiron more as on your side, the hard ass parent that loves you. Whereas Saturn is more ball busting and he does not give a fuck. And that can be the beauty of him because he's very pure minded, right? He's just very, because he's so external, like he's very objective, it's like it's karma or nothing. It's not about do I like you, it's about what I see in front of me and how much have you added up, right? So he's a malefic energy in that he is a hard ass and he's not out there to help anybody. Chiron's very nature is to make you stronger. And I know people say that yes, Saturn does make, and it does make you stronger, right? It does. And Saturn is all about maturity. But I think Chiron is more helpful than Saturn. It doesn't tend to argue when it's an aspect to other planets. And Chiron isn't a planet, actually. I think it's an asteroid. Chiron does not interfere or argue or become as disgruntled, argumentative, or combative with other energies as Saturn does. Saturn needs to think it's in charge all the time, which means that when it comes into aspect with other planets, even some favorable aspects, it tries to dominate all the time. So, and it's definitely more powerful than Chiron. It's definitely more powerful than Chiron. But ironically, it stays less amount of time in each zodiac sign than Chiron does. Chiron stays about 4 years. I want to say 4 years in each sign, about that. Saturn stays, what, 2.5, something like that? I could have those numbers off. But yeah, it's like Saturn leaves us a lot quicker. Yeah, a Saturn return is 28 years. A Chiron return is about 50. Yeah, so it's about there. And when Chiron aspects to other planets, to other energies, it's just it integrates more. It integrates more into the energy of that thing, whereas Saturn takes over, likes to dominate. And if it can't easily dominate, then it clashes. So it causes more issues. Let's put it that way. It causes bigger issues. Chiron is also much more personal, right? Whereas Saturn is going to the big clashes with Saturn are going to cause more global issues, national issues, international issues, global issues. Whereas the conflicts with Chiron are really personal growth experiences and opportunities. So that's how I kind of decipher between the two. There's actually a lot of differences. I hope that made sense. Hey, Tina, my Saturn are in conjunction with, your Saturn is in conjunction with Jupiter. Usually nothing in conjunction with Jupiter is bad, but ultimately, that can actually be, it can be really challenging energy. Because honestly, Jupiter tends to expand and be the eternal optimist. And that could let Saturn get away with a little bit too much. Like I'm right in how exacting I am. I'm correct in how, like in the aspect of my life that I'm most anal retentive about, and there's a level of perfection in me. And it's very perfectionist energy. Right. But there's also a lot of confidence, and it gives you a lot of happiness. So you could think that you are better at something than you are. So that's what I'm trying to talk about. Even with something as beautiful, energy as beautiful as Jupiter, Saturn is going to, be a hard ass. It's going to cause challenges. And some people like this. And in some degrees, I like it too. In some ways, I like it too, because Saturn doesn't take no shit. It doesn't take no shit. And Jupiter can it's not even take shit. It's almost like find a way, just, it's always seeing things so positively. And that's wonderful. you'd think they'd counterbalance each other really quickly, really, really nice, right? But Jupiter and Saturn clash a lot. They clash a lot. Like you could think of Jupiter as Zeus, right? And Saturn as Kronos. Zeus killed Kronos. They did not get along. It was all about who's going to dominate and who's going to rule the heavens, right? It's a constant struggle. It's a constant struggle. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Lynn. Gotta go back to work. Well, thank you for stopping by, Lynn. Want to say to you, Michelle, I love your Leo reading. You're helping me through this part of my life. Well, God bless you, Lynn. Thank you so much for trusting me with this part of your life, and have a great day. I am always right. There you go, Tina. There, and now we all know. Let's get into this reading. Yeah, we can go on for days and days. It's just that there's a lot of energy shifting. There's a lot of energy shifts, not just this week, but, prepare for that Mercury shifting from Pisces into Aries, which is a much more comfortable spot for it. And understand that Chiron's there with the sun now. So this is about the strength and courage we get from the hardest moments in our life and things that have already happened to us. So it doesn't mean that bad things are going to start to happen to us. It's learning how to empower ourselves through the wounds that we've collected, right? That's kind of what it is. It's illuminating and finding the beauty and confidence that comes from experience. Right? So that's really this beautiful energy that we can start learning in Aries. Really an interesting position for Chiron. A beautiful position for Chiron, I think. I think one of the most powerful positions for Chiron, because Chiron's always trying to make your sense of self stronger. Always. Okay, let's go. You ready? Oh, I wanted to make I gotta make what was I gonna make an announcement? Oh, I'm starting to upload some exercises to my Unbound memberships. Basically, it's I'm not a personal trainer. I have no interest in becoming an online fitness guru, but I do have interest in getting myself back into shape. And so I thought I'd invite Unbound members with me. So if you have the Harmony membership and you want to enjoy those just bump up your memberships, because I'll be doing it between 3 and 5 days a week, uploading 7 to 10 minute exercise routines where I'm just doing it live time with you. And I'm telling you guys, I am struggling. I am not a fitness guru, right? And I give you provide the name of where I got the routine from so that you can go and see it done right. But if you want to do it along with me or go back and do it along with yourself, I have found that getting out of my head and into my body is one of the quickest ways to raise my vibration. And as a spiritual coach and healer, getting into my body is helpful. And if I can invite you guys into that with me, that'll be awesome. So ultimately that will be starting to upload. I'll start to upload today. I just have to tag it correctly. But I'm going to start uploading that today. And so you can join me along, Unbound members will get that as well. Harmony members will get other kinds of content, like fun stuff that I do, silly stuff that I upload. I'll be uploading more of that too. But I feel like the these exercise videos will probably do more for the intimacy that is the Unbound membership. Though I'm toggling between that right now. I'm trying to figure out what I feel about it. But more content. 8 of Pentacles is here. Prudence in your work. Continuing to work hard, continuing to allow yourself to grow, continuing to allow yourself to just enjoy what you do. And don't question it. Don't question it. Too often we're always looking for the flowers, right? We're not even looking for the little sprouts. We're not giving anything the time it needs to actually grow. Prudence and diligence, man. Prince of Swords is here. So this is ideas. Prudence, working on your ideas. Now it's almost saying share your ideas. Share the ideas that you've been working on. Oh, that was a definite flip over. 5 of Swords, overcoming defeats, overcoming challenges, overcoming those defeats, overcoming those challenges. 4 of Cups is giving yourself the time to really think about how you feel about something. Like really, really, it could even be taking the time to, it's almost like winning, but not bragging about it. If that makes any sense. It's like your hard work has paid off at a time when you're mature enough to be humble about it. And that doesn't mean not giving yourself credit for it. It means honoring the hard work, not forgetting about the hard work, right? Judgment is here, which means that there is an overarching metaconscious decision that's been put into place that will favor you, that will maybe even help you out. Or it's saying that, you know what? God saw how hard you worked and that you didn't give up. It has been noted. And then we have 2 of Wands here, which means that you're kind of toggling between 2 different passions. You know what you're good at, but you're also interested in something else. What are you going to go for? This could be a good time. This is our central energy. Curiosity about something different. Okay? Okay. And then we have strength. Strength, which is an ownership of the self, a love of the self, an appreciation for all that we've been through, creating more strength, finding more strength. You never find as much strength in yourself as when you try something new. You know, so it could be that, you know what? We've done a good job with where we are. Now we have to challenge ourselves with something new. And that always takes a little bit of a risk. 9 of Wands is here. I'm not surprised it fell out because we've been talking about the 9 of Wands energy the whole time. 9 of Wands is 100% the wounded warrior. But what have I learned from my wounds? Have I let my wounds weaken me or have I let my wounds strengthen me? Upright, it's I let them strengthen me. I've learned from my wounds. I've learned from my battles. And that may mean that I don't rush into things as quickly, but that's because I know better. And then we have 9 of Cups. You have 9 9 sitting next to each other. We are therefore approaching the end of something, approaching the end of a cycle in our life that is bringing us toward a sense of satisfaction. And I feel like now more than any other time is when we are least likely to succumb to our worst selves. Because we can love ourselves unconditionally. Now, this won't be true for everyone, of course. Check your charts. Aries energy. Aries energy. So having the energy as we go into Aries season to feel strong based on knowing how we've survived our weaknesses. Right? That's where the strength right now is coming from. On looking and seeing how far we've come and realizing that, you know what, even if it weakens us for a while, it strengthens us in the long run. Or how those kind of things have happened in your life. And then we have Ace of Cups, which is the opportunity for love. For love, just love coming into your life. And in a lot of ways, because we have the Emperor and the Ace of Cups, for me, it's self-love. It's not so much like meeting somebody else as it is meeting yourself, meeting those aspects of yourself that, they need more love. They need more affection. They need more tenderness. They need to be honored. Right? Like those scars, those things that maybe you're ashamed of are the things that you survived. And how are we looking at ourselves throughout this time? So this is definitely a self-love time. Maybe one more card with this Ace of Cups. I'll tell you right now, your greatest defense in this energy is to find happiness in you before you find it in anyone else. Then we have the Six of Swords. So figuring things out, figuring how to move on from a difficult situation, being able to move on from a difficult situation, and Queen of Pentacles, which is, taking responsibility for our own budget, our own books. There could be some advancement right now that's coming to you. I'll tell you, as Venus approaches Saturn, if you're getting approvals, if you're getting financial approvals, you've worked your fucking ass off for those, because that's not the kind of energy that approves just anybody. It approves few and far between. So ultimately, this is about really just being on it. But today, this is a daily reading. This is about, in some ways, I don't know, moving on because we know we can, moving on, being able to move on from those things that have hurt us in the past, because we know we can, because we're acknowledging our strengths, and because we're acknowledging, guess what? I can take care of myself. It's lovely to be with somebody else. It's lovely to be around other people. But it's even lovelier to be with somebody else and be around other people when we know we don't need them, but instead we want them, right? We enjoy them. We can enjoy other people and relationships with others so much more when we feel a sense of self-satisfaction. Right? That's how the two become one. They play into each other. You're never such a great partner as when you are a whole person, right? You never have such a good time with your friends as when you can get home even if they're all wasted, because self-control, and you can maybe even help them out because they're your friends. But you never have such a good time as when you have that sense of self-respect and discipline so innately a part of who you are that you're the best of yourself, even in difficult situations. And listen, it's always challenging when there are other people involved. Even if you're having fun, there's challenges, because other people are challenging. They're challenging. Challenges aren't necessarily bad. They can bring great joy. But ultimately, the way that you do the best in every challenge of your life is to be the best of yourself in every aspect of your life. And that's what we're kind of learning now, is self-reliance, self-efficiency, right? And that's going to make our relationships stronger. It's not going to make them worse. It's going to make them better. And that's why the strong relationships will get stronger now, because you support each other and you support each other's endeavors and you support each other being the best of yourself, right? It's not like, well, why aren't you spending time with me? Right? Those relationships that are based on, but I need you to be here. I need you to be here. They're going to fucking break, because you're not supporting each other's growth. You're not supporting each other's self-reliance and internal strength. You're chipping away at it because you're not letting them get food. You're taking food off their plate. Share with me. As soon as food goes down on their plate, give me. As soon as anybody gives them any money, give me. Are you a fucking child or are you a fucking adult? And I think that that's what Saturn teaches us more than anything. Papa Saturn teaches us how to be grown folk, how to grow the fuck up, right? And that's why I do love Saturn, because it does. He comes in and it's almost like, think of Bambi, think of that movie, right? Cancer would be Bambi's mother. Loving, protective, just unconditionally beautiful and trustworthy, and offering that thicket, right? That grassy meadow, right? And then what fucking happens? She gets shot and she dies. And then who comes in? Bambi's father. Now, even though you didn't see this, that motherfucker's been around the whole time, because good daddies handle the peripheral, right? So that's how he knew what happened, because he was always paying attention. But he comes in when Bambi needs to what? Grow the fuck up. Because without mommy to protect you, you got to fucking do that shit yourself. So Saturn is 100% like Bambi's father. Always caging the peripheral, making sure the standards are kept. And then he's going to come on in there and make you grow the fuck up when you want to cry the most, when you want to cry the hardest. It's like, you better walk and cry at the same time, boy, because the hunters are still out there. Right? Like that, like it's not going to, like Bambi's dad's not going to lick him on the head and curl up around him through the winter. He's not going to do that. Okay? He's going to be like, duck, bitch. You don't want to get shot. You know, that's kind of difference between mom and dad, right? Right? That's what it is. And so Saturn is sort of like Big Papa. He's kind of, I don't know. That's how, as we talk about Saturn, your hard work is paying off. There you go. That's that Capricornian energy. And Capricorns can figure their way out of they can fucking figure it out, man. You ever see those rams that climb the dams just to eat the salt? Have you ever seen them? Those goats? Like, they can find the littlest foothold. They can find a foothold like that wide and figure out how to put all four fucking paws on it. I'm just like, how are they doing this? Because those bitches can't fly. They got hooves, but they balance their asses, right? And they figure out they figure their way through, all through what? Internal balance. It's all internal balance that the ram behaves. It's all not structure on the outside, but structure on the inside, right? Virgos will try to create that structure on the outside. Capricorns on the inside. That's the difference. And what does Taurus do? Maintains the structures that are there. Capricorn builds that. It's like the metal frame of a building. That's what Capricorns are. Virgos are more like the scaffolding on the sides to like fix things up and improve them. And Taurus is the building itself and the maintenance of it. Right? That's kind of, it's like what's been established. That if just so that you understand like earth energies a little bit more. But here it is, your hard work is paying off. Starting to see some breakthroughs, starting to see some love come in for the work that you have done. This is today. So happy today, because this is really good news. Starting to see some work come in for what you have done. Starting to see that work pay off. Now we still got some shit, but it's like be the light in the dark. That's what this card means. Be the light in the dark. This nasty motherfucker, the negativity, right? The pessimism is trying to like block you from the stars. Be your own star. That's the internal discipline, right? Is be your own star. This little motherfucker here at the bottom is like, listen, I bring my own light, bitch. You can try to block the stars out all you want, but I bring my own light. And that's what discipline gives us. It gives us our own light. See, this is in the past. This is a sense of feeling like nobody's protecting you. And that's what I'm trying to talk about, is like Bambi's mother's did. Nobody's protecting your ass. It's like now you're being taught how to use what you have inside you, how to give yourself those things that were once provided by others. It's not a time for loneliness. It's not a time for tears. It's a time for getting your shit together and getting your ass in gear. That's what it's for. And that takes a lot of discipline. But there's so much satisfaction that comes out of that. There's so much satisfaction on the other side of knowing you and your capabilities. And that's what we're really working on today. There also seems to be a little bit of external validation for those capabilities. Not that you're looking for the external validation, but people are starting to take notice. People are starting to take notice of what you've built. No, it's these. I want these. Ooh. We have progress, not perfection. Oh, you could not have picked a better fucking card for today. Progress, not perfection. Don't compare yourself to others or judge yourself. Instead, focus upon how far you've come and all that you've learned. Bam. I don't know how to summarize it better than that, because there is no better summary than that. Focus on how far you've come and all that you've learned. Archangel Michael is here. The path is now clear. I have removed all obstacles in your way. You can move forward now with ease and confidence. You will achieve what your heart desires. Why? Because you have the strength inside yourself. The challenges you meet from here on in, you're going to know that you can face and get through, because you understand the power of you. Compassion. When you show greater compassion toward yourself, the universe automatically responds by showering you with greater blessings. And with that, my friends, I'm going to leave you. Hello, Aaron. I just have to say, dads do more than hard work lessons and watching the peripheral. We can be nurturing too. Yeah, no need. I mean, you can go ahead and say it. Absolutely, 100%. We're talking about archetypal roles. That's what we're talking about. Archetypal roles. And I was using it as a comparison, an extended metaphor, not commentary on our current social structure or the role of fathers in every day. Thank you. What's up, Ruthie? Yeah. Oh, what's going on with Kate? What ended up happening? Sorry, I was Kate. Okay. All right, Kate. Let's support everybody, man. Let's support each other. You're welcome, Marco. And blessings to you, Kate. I don't know what's going on. Hey, Mama Manifests. Keep on moving, girl, with staying alive. Staying alive. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Earl, yeah, we're doing the Scorpio reading. Woo, woo, can't wait. I always love to check in with you guys and see what's up. That's what's up. And we start out with the moon in Scorpio, so it's going to be interesting time. I want to say I love you guys. I love you guys like crazy. And I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I will be back tomorrow to give you another tarot card reading. And tomorrow also look on Born Without Boundaries for Scorpio, Libra, and Sagittarius. Your readings for the week will be up. And check out those memberships, man, because I'm adding new stuff every single day. I love you guys. Have a good day. Bye, Sophie.